In this segment, we're going to deal with text in your My Market Toolkit website. There are several ways that you can manipulate and place text on your website, and so we're going to review several of those. I have my brand new page here, my newly edited page. I'm going to start by putting a structural element. I'm just going to do a single column, and then I'm going to place a title and a paragraph on that. Then I'm going to go to my content layouts. I'm going to go ahead and place a content and image text option. Those are the major text fields that you'll use in over 90% of websites. So we're going to go through all of those. So in each one of these, you'll see when you highlight them, there are 4 options for you. These are the 4 normal options you'll see in just about every field in My Market Toolkit. On the far left is the setting. If you click into this, you'll get your pop-up with all of your settings in it. The next one is drag and move. So for instance, if we wanted the text to be above the title, we can simply click, hold, and drag it to where we'd like it to be. That's a little weird, so we're going to drag it back. The third is clone. If you have text that just changes a little bit, say variants in a product on an e-commerce site, you can go ahead and type in everything that it would say, and then you can clone it and then just make minor adjustments to it. The last option is the delete option. We're going to go ahead and delete this one by clicking, and that will remove it. Okay, let's go ahead and manipulate these. Let's start with our title tag. Any field can be a title tag. The title tag is simply based on your style sheet. So in here, we'll go ahead and see that this is a word editor. Regardless of which field you're in, whether it's a title field, a paragraph field, or one of the column image text fields, you will always get essentially the same word processing editor. And we'll go through these real quickly. We've got what you're very used to seeing in a word editor if you've ever used a word editor. So bold, italic, underline, strike through, align left, center, right, and justify, bullet list with options, a numbered list, also with options, decrease indent, increase indent for paragraphing or outlining, insert or edit a link, insert or edit an image. You can put an image into a text field if you need to. Source code, you can actually code in line with your text field. We have our text color, we have our background text color. This would be if you wanted to make it look like it'd been highlighted. Our formats are based on our style sheet, so we have our different headings, we have our inline options, we have our blocks, paragraph, block quote, div, and pre, which makes sense if you're an HTML guy. And then our alignment can be done here in the formats as well, left, center, right, and justify. On the bottom, we have our fonts. There are quite a few fonts built in. If you need additional fonts, that has to be done through the style sheet. We have our font size. We have clear formatting if we tried something and it just didn't work. And then we have our set of variables that we've set up if we have some coding set up as well. And then if we need to, down at the bottom, we also are able to make each section a different CSS class if you're using cascading style sheets in a way that the actual editor doesn't recognize. So in this case, we're going to go ahead and make our title. This is my title. It switched on me, so I'm going to go ahead and go to formats for us. I'm going to make this heading 1. So this is our largest heading. You'll see it changes right there. Now, if you've got a style sheet set up with this, it will show that it's a heading, but it won't show the exact style until you're actually in the page. So if you have some weird font and you're in the editor and it's not showing that weird font, don't freak out. It's just showing you the size, and then once the page loads and parses, the style sheet will take over and the correct font will load. So don't worry about that. So we save that, and you can see as soon as I hit save, it migrated over into the site and shows on my editor. I save that and I'm done, and ta-da, there's my title. The same thing for the rest of these. If I go into settings, you'll see I have all of my information here. This is a subheading paragraph. So there we go. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and bold and italic that. Very straightforward stuff. You know, I want to center it too because that won't look good. So I save that. I'm done. And then finally, down here, same thing. You'll see all of them are exactly the same. This is for my products. So I saved that. Oh, what else should we do there? we're going to go ahead and give this a little bit different format. I'm going to give it a heading 3, and I'm going to insert a link into it. So I just type in my URL products. I have a product page, so I do a slash and products. Text display, whatever's highlighted will show up in this. If I want to change it, I can. This is for all my products. Give that link a title if you want to. This really doesn't do much for you. And then our target, it can go in a new window or it stays right there on this window when you click it. So that's fine. We go ahead and click that. We save it. See, it's underlined and done. Once again, it may not be underlined if your style sheet and your theme does not underline links and just colors them something. It will still parse that way. However, for the sake of the editor, it shows up this way so that you know that that is a link. We save that, we're done, and see how in my style sheet it doesn't actually underline it, it just colors it. And so that's what I'm talking about when I say the style sheet may override what you're seeing in the window. We save our module always by going to the upper left. It goes through the save, and then we can preview it, and ta-da, there's my title, there's for all my products, and there's my subheading in the center, just how we put it. And that's how you manipulate text.